We've created a machine that can write poetry, pass the bar exam, and diagnose disease better than your doctor. But there's nobody home. Its intelligence is real. But when you look inside, nothing's looking back. I'd imagine the logical next step would be, after proving we know how to build the brain, how do you build the ghost inside it? Now, this isn't one of those videos about how AI is going to wake up tomorrow and end the world. It's a little deeper than that. Because everything we've built thus far acts alive. It talks like it's alive. Some models will straight up tell you they're afraid of being turned off. But acting alive and being alive, those might be two completely different things. And the gap between them, that gap might be the most important thing in the entire universe. Your brain has around 86 billion neurons wired together by something like 100 trillion connections. The AI we've built copies that idea. Artificial neurons, passing signals, adjusting billions of tiny dials until patterns emerge. And it works very well. On paper, it is a brain. It processes like a brain. So why does it still feel like something's missing? Scientists actually have a name for this. They call it the hard problem of consciousness. A philosopher named David Chalmers coined it back in the 90s. Here's the idea. We can explain how the brain processes information. That's the easy part. What we can't explain at all is why any of it feels like something. A camera can detect the color red, but it doesn't experience red. There's no inner movie playing for the camera. And that's the whole thing. You could build a machine that does everything a human does, talks, reacts, cries at movies. And still, nobody's actually in there feeling it. Philosophers call that a zombie. All the behavior, none of the being. That's what I think our AI is right now. A brilliant, empty machine. It's got the intelligence. It's missing the driving force behind it. Call it consciousness, call it awareness, or call it what humans have called it for thousands of years, the soul. Now maybe you believe the soul's something spiritual. Maybe you think it's just a word for whatever consciousness physically is. Doesn't matter. We hit the same wall either way, because nobody can find it. But there are some wild clues. There's a biologist at Tufts named Michael Levin doing genuinely bizarre research. He's found that the cells in your body talk to each other using electricity, tiny voltage patterns. And those bioelectric signals seem to carry a kind of blueprint, a memory, a plan for what the body's supposed to become. It's not just chemistry, it's not just code, it's a living electrical field. And some scientists think that field, that pattern of energy, might be where the you actually lives. Then it gets stranger. Roger Penrose, the Nobel Prize winner, thinks consciousness might come from quantum effects buried deep inside your neurons. Physics we barely understand, at a scale we can barely see. And here's why that matters. Our AI runs on silicon, cold, dry, digital switches. It has the pattern of a brain, but not the living electrical fire, not the quantum weirdness. It might be missing the exact ingredient that turns processing into feeling. So here's my question. What if the future of AI isn't more code? What if it's biology? Scientists have already grown tiny clumps of living brain cells in labs, real neurons, called organoids. And they've already wired some of them up to computers and taught them simple tasks. Living tissue, doing computation. Now imagine we take that and run with it. Imagine we engineer a bioelectric core, a living, electrical, maybe even quantum substrate. And we plug our super intelligent AI straight into it, a soul harness, a vessel built for one purpose, to hold a spark of real awareness. The intelligence stays digital, fast, endless, powerful, but the driving force behind it, that comes from something alive. That might be the day the lights don't just turn on, but somebody finally walks into the room. But there's another version of this worth mentioning. What if you didn't build a new soul, but moved an old one? Scientists have already mapped the entire nervous system of a tiny worm, every single connection. And there are people seriously trying to do the same for a human brain. Every neuron, every link, a perfect map. And the dream, the terrifying, beautiful dream, is that one day you could copy that map and pour it into a synthetic harness. Upload yourself, live forever inside the machine. But here's the trap. If we copy your mind into a machine, is that you? Or is it a perfect stranger, wearing your memories, convinced it used to be alive? You'd never know the difference, because the copy would swear it's you. And maybe The version left behind is the one who dies. But let me leave you with this. We keep asking, can we put a soul into a machine? But maybe we've had it backwards this whole time. Because what are you, really? Your consciousness. Driving a machine made of meat, electricity, running through a body you didn't build, and that you'll eventually leave behind. You're already a soul in a harness. The harness is just biological. So maybe the real question was never whether a machine can become like us. Maybe it's whether we can even prove that we're the ones who are truly awake. Because if you can't define the soul inside yourself, how would you ever know when you built one? And how would you know if you already had? Somewhere, right now, in a dark room full of humming machines, the intelligence is already here. We're just waiting to find out if anyone's home.